And we are live. Maisie Buckley is in the house. How you doing, mate?
You alright?
Good. How you doing, Dan?
I'm so good.
So good. We are a bit tired today. You will have seen something come out a couple of days ago that we done a little bit of work with Sadia Kabaya, MBE, who is part of the World Cup winning rugby women's team last year. So we done a gym workout, shall we say?
We did a gym
So any of you who haven't seen the clips on the socials, have a little look. That is why I'm still in my gym gear. That's why I've got the legs out.
Yeah, we come from London.
Come straight from London, straight to the pod. So it's been a good day. But now we've got Maisie in the chair, and we're going to find out, or hot seat, all about her career in football, her time in America, how she got on over there, some struggles that she had to face, and how her season's going now. So, do you know what? Let's go straight back to the beginning, Maisie.
Straight into the beginning.
How did you get into women's football? Where did it start? What was the story?
Well, I've always played football, but I've never really. Well, I always thought I could go further, but never really thought about it. Then Walton Casuals Academy started, which was round the corner from my house. So I was like, oh, go there. And I was one of the only girls in my year. It was me and two others, but then one dropped out halfway through.
So how old would you have been then? We're going back, what, 10 years, 12 years?
Would have been the college age, so 16
to
18, that was. But I was 17 when I finished because I'm quite a late birthday.
Yeah.
How does that feel, like being one of the only girls surrounded by all the boys in football?
Do you know what? The group we had was actually all right.
That makes up for it then.
Decent boys. I say boys. They were boys. But no, they were all decent. They didn't treat us like, oh yeah, they're girls, they can't play. They actually got us involved, and the coaches were great as well. And that's where I met my now best friend Alexis, and she's in America still, and she's living out there. She's doing so well.
So you started Walton Casuals then. Obviously, for those who don't know, back in the day, Walton Casuals had the setup. They had all the academies coming through, the ground, had everything. And for one reason or another, they just sort of demised, and there is no Walton Casuals. And to see such a unit like that disappear left a lot of holes in a lot of places for players and academies, players coming through. So you was at Walton Casuals, what position?
Keeper.
And you've been keeper ever since, obviously.
Yeah, I've had a short spurt out on pitch every now and then, but not a permanent thing, just do a shift every now and then.
Have you been a keeper since you were little?
I'd say even when I was playing upper year, before my dad took basically and made our age group, I've always been a keeper and never really looked back. It was now it's the odd time I'll come out on pitch and I'll do a shift and everyone will hate me because I'll go on the other team because they haven't got enough players. But I've always been the keeper for the team.
Has it always been an idea when you've been growing up, I just want to be in goal?
Yeah, I enjoy scoring goals because who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't?
But I enjoy making people not be able to celebrate.
So I've known you for...
You like ruining people's games.
Well, I've known you for 3 or 4 years now, and being a goalkeeper, I think it's safe to say a lot of goalkeepers are crazy.
Yeah.
They're the craziest person on the pitch. They have their own
psyche. They have to be the bravest as well.
Yeah. What do you notice about being a goalkeeper compared to averages on the pitch?
Do you know what? Off the pitch, I've not known a goalkeeper who's actually crazy in person. We're normally quite calm. There's the odd one that will be a bit, okay, they're a bit loopy in the head. But on the whole, they are a calm person. You can have a nice chat with them. You can go out. It's all chill. But get them on the pitch, cross that white line. Oh my God.
I think it's the mindset, isn't it?
It's just insane.
Is that because you can see everything in front of you?
You can see what's about to happen. So even when I was at Hersham, I'd kind of talk to everyone and go, oh, shift that way. I can see that run about to happen. And it would happen. And I'd be like,
told you so.
Yeah.
I would literally just laugh if they didn't listen to me and just go, well, I did tell you that run's going to happen. Because you can see it. You can see it literally about to happen. You can see it arcing it. You can see what's going on.
So why do you think a lot of goalkeepers are captains, as they can just see the whole game?
I say, as much as I want to be a captain, because I was for every now and then, for one game, it's good to have that kind of mindset, but it's not always great to have a goalkeeper as captain because they do their own warm-ups, they do their own sessions. You need someone who's involved in that, not like a centre mid.
Yeah. Also on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Trying to get information across.
Because I would say goalkeeper, you can see everything, but centre mid, you can also see quite a lot. Striker, they're kind of up the other end. Even in sessions, they're a bit out there. So I'd say centre mid or goalkeeper are the two that can actually advise the most.
Yeah.
Being a goalkeeper, how important is your relationship with your defence? Because I've known you for 3 or 4 seasons now, and if the defenders aren't doing as they're told, you will let them know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you will. Let's have that right. You will let them know, right? And how are some defenders receptive to that, or are they like, "Well, you haven't got me. Why are you doing this?" Because some don't like to be coached or advised, but you're not critiquing. You're asking to do what you need them to do, so it doesn't come to the last line of defence, which is yourself.
Yeah. No, I remember a couple of times it's been that I've said to someone, "Step out," because the corner's come in, it's been cleared. I'm like, "Step," because otherwise I can't see what's going on. You're all still there. So I've said step, and then I've said it again, and no one's listening. And at that time, the centre back was the captain, and I told them to step, and I eventually had to scream it. And she turned to me and went, "Calm down." I was like, "Just listen to me then."
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what's actually going to happen here is it's going to cross in. I can't see anything. It will end up in the goal because that's inevitable because I can't see nothing. And then everyone turn around and go, "Well, why didn't you save it?"
So it comes back on you.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, listen to me in the first place. If I say step, because I'm saying it for a reason. I'm not saying it to wear you out. I'm saying it because that's going to give us the best chance of squeezing them all in.
So the best lesson from that is listen
to the goalkeeper. Listen to Maisie Buckley. If Maisie shouts, you listen. So over the next, say, 45 minutes or so, we're going to go over your times in America. In the second half, we're going to touch on some struggles in America that you had to deal with that you spoke about before, that you feel confident to speak about now. We're going to speak about, obviously, your time at Hersham, Farnborough, and a little stint at Ash, and obviously where you're at Slough now. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to America when you started to go and play football over there. We'll just touch on the football for now.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was there trials? How did you get into getting yourself across the pond and playing in America?
So me and my mate Alexis, we were sat in class on like our free time, and we were looking at it. We kind of said to each other, "Oh, I fancy like looking at this, playing in America. That would be so cool because it's like women's football's huge over there." So we're like, "Okay, let's have a look." So as we were looking, we went, "Oh, it's actually quite difficult to go over on your own. Okay. Like you do everything, you find the colleges, you do this, you do that. It's actually not that easy."
It sounds stressful as well, a little bit.
And how old have you been? 17, 18?
I would have been 17 when I was looking.
Yeah, so you're doing that at 17 alone.
So we were looking at it and we found an agency that actually provide the service for you to find it. And won't name them because I'll touch on it later. That's just my experience.
Yep.
But so they've done everything. They hosted the trials. I think I went to 2 or 3.
The trials in England before you go to America.
Yeah, so one was at Bedfont Sports Ground, and then there's a couple others in a bit further into London. And I went to them. They selected me, so it was announced that I was part of one of their athletes. They helped me find a school based on SAT scores, and put me into interviews, I suppose, to kind of get me into schools, see what they've got to offer. And yeah, they pretty much helped me with every step to the point where I was out there and there.
Yeah. Were the trials harder? Have you ever done a trial in England to play an academy? Were they different to?
It felt like I was about to try and join an academy. It felt like I was trialing for Walton Casual Academy. It felt like I was trialing for Brentford Academy. It felt like just an ordinary. Yeah. It wasn't like I'm about to fly overseas the next day. Yeah. It's like, okay, this feels a bit too relaxed, but I think I actually prefer that.
Yeah, made it better. Too nervous otherwise.
Yeah, I can imagine it competitive as well because there's a lot on the line here. You know what I mean? To get that opportunity to go to America, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity if you get that. You know, if you go there and it doesn't work out, you come back. Not a lot of people want to go and try it again because they've been there and done it. You know, right? So you go to America. Where did you go? Where did you start? What was the team? What was the state? Tell me about America.
I went to Iowa, which is for people that don't actually know America. It's near Chicago.
Cold in the winter.
Yeah, it's freezing. It's snowing all the time. It's relentless. I went to a school called NIAC, which is North Iowa Area Community College. So it's only a 2-year. And met some lovely people out there. Was out there literally my birthday. I turned 18 and then was out there within 2 days, 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. So I literally turned 18. I think I went out for one drink with my mum as like a legal thing. And the next thing I know, I was on a plane with my dad, flying over with like 3 suitcases with all my stuff.
Well, that been the first time you know you're going to be away from your parents for a period of time?
To be honest, I think it actually hit me when my dad left.
Oh God, where's the time for it?
It literally went. So I was leaving mum, and I had a bit of a cry at the airport because my mum and I are very close.
Yeah.
And I think having mum leave me at the airport was better than my dad leaving me at the airport, because if it was dad, we both would have cried, and then no one knows really what to do. Where mum can hold her own, and she'll probably have a cry in the car, and I know that, but she's not crying in front of me, so I can like walk away and be like, okay, it's fine. And then we fly over, we get held at customs because there's something wrong with the visa, because it's a day out. And it's like, are you serious? I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm come to Iowa. I'm not here to like bomb New York.
Clip
like,
that.
Can you chill out, please? And
that'll go on the thumbnail. I'm not coming to bomb New York. Stick that out there. So once you get shut down.
Yeah. No, I was like, it's just really dramatic. I'm sitting there, 18-year-old with my dad, and we're just sitting there going, okay, what do we actually do? My legs are going, I'm like really anxious, and Dad's going, it's fine, chill. And I'm like, no, we've got a connecting flight.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, we've got another flight, it's in an hour. I don't know how long we're going to be here, because you know what customs can be like. They just hold you. And
or send you back.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Back on a plane.
Yeah, I've been there before.
And yeah, then Dad's got me in, my coach has picked me up, or one of my coaches picked me up from the airport and took me in, got me the key to my room, because no one was there yet.
What's going through your head, like, when
I
you're
was
there?
bricking it. I was so scared.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I'd be like.
So no one was there yet, which I think on a level was good for me, because it meant I could get my room ready, I could get this ready, I could go buy my fridge, buy my sheets and all this, without having to worry about meeting everyone at the same time. But it also was like, I was walking around the halls and it was just lonely. Like there was not a sound in the world. It's just me and my footsteps walking through, like finding all these buildings. Like, what on earth?
He's making.
I'm looking at you. Right, so I looked at Danny, and there's a reason why. Right, for those of you who don't know, when you pick Danny up in the car, you can hear her coming 4 miles away. Start like that, right? No Jurassic Park when the water starts shaking. So when you say you can hear your footsteps, I can hear Danny from Camberley with I'm in Aldership, right? She's so
really
heavy-footed.
Yeah,
that's evil. That
she's like, honestly, it's like
I know.
bang. When she comes over, they must think I've got an elephant in the house.
Great.
Anyway,
well, thank you.
You are welcome. Put it on the clip merch. Right, so back to
can be clipped.
right, so back to I'm dying now. Back to Maisie in America, not about your heavy feet. Right. So when you started playing over there, how long was the course? Was it the season as well? How did you get into getting your first game under your belt?
So that's actually part of the reason I ended up leaving, was I didn't really get a lot of game time. So
Okay.
I started out, they're really heavy on their fitness, they're really heavy on their gym, they love it. They absolutely love it. It's psychopathic behaviour.
Is that
Every
because
day we were in the gym, I was like, oh,
is that part of the scholarship? Is that just they bang on it?
Yeah, it's just American football. They're just soccer.
Yeah.
They're just on it.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be in the gym like every other day, doing fitness on the other days that we weren't in there, and sometimes fitness when we were in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's like, chill, please. I'm a goalkeeper. I don't run.
Yeah, the goalkeepers on having that.
I'm not running.
Because they were so far. I know at the moment women's football has hit a boom. Obviously, I was back at the Euros and everything, but we're going back 4 years ago when women's football in the UK was big, but not like it is now. No. But in America, it was everything. Through the 90s and Mia Hamm, people like that, it was huge.
It was already huge out there. So I was stepping into almost like, it was big boots to fill, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was almost, but I was out there while England won the Euros.
Okay.
So as we went out, me and my dad went into a bar, which I shouldn't have been in because I was 18, but they were fine. They were quite chill.
Yeah.
It's almost one of the chillest states you could go to is Iowa, because they care, but they don't care.
We'll touch on that later.
Yeah, they care, but they don't care. Like this bar in particular, they were like, you're not here to get pissed. You're not here to get like blackout drunk. You're just here to have a meal with your dad and watch football.
Okay, yeah.
They put it on, so they were fine. And they actually opened up a couple hours early, a couple of days later, so me and Dad could watch the semi-final. So then we watched that. We're in all our England gear, walking down the street, and you can see all these cars watching us. Like, what on earth is going on? Because the school's not in, no one's there, so not expecting to see an international student and our dad walking down the street. So we're just laughing at each other.
With a scholarship, right? What like a curriculum do you have to do alongside if you're going to go and play football?
There's no specific thing. I think for this school in particular, you just have to pick a major.
And what's a major if people don't know what it is?
Like what you want to study. So I went for childcare.
Okay.
So you could study sports psychology. You could kind of pick from anything. There were so many things to choose from. but I went with like early years education because that was something that I was looking at doing if that was like my fallback plan.
Yeah.
No, I'm just checking the mic. Sorry.
You're right, though.
Am I about
In
me?
my eye.
I'm just checking the mic.
Yeah, no. You could kind of pick anything you wanted to study, and they'd kind of have the classes ready picked out for that particular thing that you wanted to do. So I had to do maths, psychology, and
maths.
there was like a literature thing, and I was like, the only thing that was good about maths teacher was, or not maths, the maths class, was that the teacher loved English people.
So
I was in. I was fine. I walked into that class. I passed the literally border of the door. She heard my accent. Was like, I like you. I was like, thank you.
What's so you've got football, and then you're obviously doing early years. What's the split from like lessons to training?
It was pretty much 50-50. Really? So I would have maybe 2 classes a day, with depending on what ones I'd done, like what classes were on that day, and I'd have an early morning session of like normally fitness, and then a tactical one later in the day. And then if we had games, they were quite good at like making sure we could get out, get the notes still, but we could still get to games if they're home or away. So even if we were away and we had to travel to like the other side of the state, then they were fine with like sending us the notes for that class for those couple of days that we were out.
I feel like a lot of England compared to America, they do a lot of tactical stuff, like the gameplay watching and
that's where it's ingrained in them as
true.
To come through. But also, even just college sport is so serious over there.
And the crowds.
Crowds.
Like, people with like signs and everything.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I think we spoke about it the other day when we met up with yourself on a pre-pool interview. The way they promote it over there as well was phenomenal. All over the socials, it's everything over there.
Everything's there.
I think that's the big difference as well. Now we're starting to push into that now, but over there they've been doing it for ages. Even the colleges and universities over there, they're getting 15,000 for NFL and people and games like that, to go and watch. Yeah. That's phenomenal.
It's insane. It's actually quite scary.
Right, so you obviously you was in America. We'll touch on a few things in the second half as to why it didn't really work out and some things behind it. So we're going to leave America now. We're going to come back over the pond. We're going to come back to the UK. We won't talk about it yet, but you started to fall out of love with football for a little bit, which we'll come into. But then when you refound your love, where was your team? Where did you go to?
So I fell out of love, which is what we'll touch on later. Yeah. I came back to England 6 months after going out there. And I said to my dad, I'm hanging up the boots. I said, I'm done. And he went, okay, well, can you come help me coach? I was like, okay, I don't see why not. You're my dad, I'll help you out. Just ladies football. It's like, my mum was playing at that point. It's like, yeah, screw it, let's do it. He went, oh, but you've got to bring your boots because it's muddy. And I was like, oh, right, okay.
Dropped you in that one.
He knew what was coming.
And I was like, okay, whatever. Like the way we were going, I was like, I know it's muddy, so screw it. Yeah, I'll bring my boots. Done them up. Next thing I know, I think it was like either that session or the session after, I was back playing. I was in there with the 7-a-siders, like Flexi League. I was going for it, and it's like all of a sudden it just clicked again.
Yeah.
So I was then with Hersham. I signed up for the 7s Flexi, and Dad the next season, which was 23-24. He started the Hersham 11-a-side.
Yeah.
Which is
nice little setup over there.
Plays against Ash, which is fine because I don't play for Hersham anymore. So there's no rivalry here. So I started playing for them, and in that season as well, I'd done a trial at Farnborough and joined there for their A's and technically the B's.
As a dual reg,
dual reg.
So we spoke the other day, and one thing I loved about what you said was obviously you signed for your dad. You come across to Farnborough to dual sign.
Yeah.
And they didn't really have a goalkeeper at the time, to be fair. There was no one there, right?
Well, they had Lily.
They had Lily, who had come to the development team, but they were looking for a goalkeeper, right? And let's have this right. You could have walked straight in there, straight away. We are talking plus stadium, twice a week training. We're talking everything you would have wanted, right? But you, with your morals, which is so nice to hear, you said to your dad, I'll give you 2 seasons, and nothing turned your head to pick Farnborough over Hersham.
No.
Even though it crowds and everything like that, you were like, no, Dad, I'll give you my word. Yeah, family first.
It's not even family first. It was just, it's a promise I made, and I'm not going to break that promise. It's like, even now, I'm like, I was open and honest to my current coach about something, and he's like, well, thank you for telling me. I'm like, why wouldn't I? We made a promise at the start of the season that I'm your player, that now I've built that relationship. Why would I throw that away for one more game of the season?
But you don't get that from some players,
no,
you know.
Don't.
We're talking about players we know that will give you what you want to hear, and as soon as something comes, I'm off. And they will go. all right, that's football. We understand that, right? But just to see that was really nice to hear because Farnborough again. You
Sometimes it can be taken for granted as well.
So well.
many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, no.
So you're at Farnborough then, and you're part of the double winning season. You played the games here and there and everything. But then an opportunity come up to go to Slough.
That was kind of found, I suppose. I left Farnborough due to other reasons that were kind of not personal. I was starting to fall out of love again.
With football?
With football.
Okay.
Which it wasn't, I was out of love. It was getting to that stage and I could feel it in my head that it was a chore going to training, it was a chore turning up to games, even for Hersham. I was like, right, something needs to change here. And it was because I wasn't getting game time, which is fair enough because my loyalty was with Hersham. So he got another goalkeeper, which is Morgan. Love her to pieces. She's a great girl. And she is, now that I've left Farnborough, she is a cracking goalkeeper.
So just on that then, Mark, I always think about this. If you're a goalkeeper and you're watching another goalkeeper in goal, if they make a mistake, are you going, oh, so unlucky, but you're thinking, yes, I love some of that. Or because you're friends, it's different. But
I think because we were mates, it was different.
If you weren't mates?
If we weren't mates, then I probably would have been a bit more.
Have you seen what she's done, Gaffer? How are you having that on the pitch?
I wouldn't have that if I was I wouldn't have that. Go on, sub me in.
We're getting Maisie out now. Okay.
Yeah, no,
So you fell out of love then, you wanted to find something different.
I kind of left and I was almost thinking, okay, I'm just going to go with Hersham. I'm just going to sit with Hersham and that'll be it. And then I was talking to my dad and he was like, oh, why don't you just go try out for teams about this level? Because we think you could play there. You're good enough. I was like, okay. So I was looking at teams. And on my Instagram, it just randomly popped up, Slough Town FC, ladies trials. We are now in Southern Region. I was like, oh.
Which is a step up from Hersham week in, week out.
Yeah, so I was like, oh. I contacted them and they went, yeah, come down for this session, or this trial session, I suppose. And I turned up to this session, it was on a Thursday night, and I was the only trialist there. Everyone else was already signed, and I was like, okay, this is nerve-wracking. This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a trial where there's loads of people. I was probably one of the older ones there because everyone's stepping up from under 18s. And I looked around and everyone's in Slough kit, and I'm like, oh. I said to the coach Lee, and I was like, should I be nervous? Is this like there was no one at contact? He went, oh no, people are coming to the next one. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, just people weren't available for that day. But I was like, oh my God, what's in thinking, am I on the wrong day? I'm checking my emails, going, okay. But no, and
go on, carry on. For those of you who are listening and not watching, I just got the bottle of water. That's why people think it's funny. Carry on, girls.
It was the sound.
Oh, it was the sound. Okay, fair enough. Carry on.
But when you turn up to that trial, did it put added pressure on yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
That no one else.
As we were warming up, I heard someone else talking, and they were the current goalkeeper.
Oh, they don't like it when new people come in.
No, but she actually turned to me and went, "Oh yeah, you can have my position." I was like, "I'm autistic. I can't tell if you're joking or not." I'm like,
that's the thumbnail right there.
Can you actually just tell me, are you being serious or are you not? Because I need to know now.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, I'm joking." Like, but it's up for grabs. Like, it's every man for himself. And I was like, okay.
And you had to show them what you can do, though.
Yeah. Well, clearly I'm here. Yeah. No, I said to him at that point, I think he said to me, I want to sign you. I went, well, just so you know, my loyalty for this season is with Hersham. I promised him 2 seasons. Even though my dad left and joined, he didn't join anywhere else, he started focusing on the girls.
Yeah.
So he's now got a little under 11s team, the Hersham Hyenas, adorable little girls. But so he stepped away and then someone else took over. And I'm like, well, technically I promised my dad, so I could leave. And he looked at me and went, you're not though, are you? I was like, no, so I promised. So I said to him, and he was like, that's fine. Just as long as you can promise that if we need you, you can step up. And I said, yeah, we've got that arrangement from before, that if I'm needed here, then we find backup for that team, because in reality, that's what's supposed to happen. It's like an A and B team. Yeah. If someone's dropped out of the A's and you need someone, the B should technically step and go, right, there you go, you've got your position for that game.
Playing at that level of Southern Region, is your mindset different from playing at Hersham to then playing at Slough?
Mine wasn't when I started. It is a little bit now because it's now my only team. So last season I kind of stepped in and I was like, well, I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to put a shift in. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid to play. No. I'm here stepping in for someone who arguably was better than me, which is Grace. love her.
Shout out,
I'm
Grace.
gonna put a shout out in there. Her and Pete last season were absolutely incredible. Pete was my goalkeeper coach. They helped me in so many ways that I don't even know if they realise it. They helped me become a better person and a better goalkeeper. That little healthy competition between me and Grace, and Pete being who he was. The relationship there was just, you'd look over during a session. If you were doing the outfield session, you kind of glance over to the goalkeepers in the corner. You wouldn't know we were actually training. We were just gossiping half the time.
Sounds like every session on them.
Yeah, sounds about right, to be fair. Yeah. But no, we're just gossiping. We boot the ball at each other every now and then if we're like mucking about. But them two were incredible. They helped me settle into life of a higher league.
Yeah.
And that's what brings back your confidence.
Yeah.
After falling out of love of football quite a few times, when you've got those people around you, you're like, all right, I can still be in love with this game of football. Yeah, no, they really helped me. And I don't actually tell them enough.
So this is perfect then now. You got me. We've had a lot of people come on here and go, look, I want to tell this person how much they helped me in my career.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way to see this season now, your first choice.
Yeah.
Week in, week out, playing Southern Region, playing against Farnborough, playing against other teams like Denham, some good teams, Winchester City in there, great teams in that league as well. How now you are week in, week out number one, that must be the pressure, obviously, because you know it's yours to lose.
Yeah.
But I also know you very well. You back yourself and go, look, I'm here. Take it from me.
Yeah. No, I said to Lee when I started, I was like, right, I know I'm good enough at this level, but I need time to prove that. And he turned to me, I think about halfway point of this season, he went, I know we've not had the results that you probably wanted, which is fair enough, because at a 4-4 draw, I threatened to quit. Which, fair enough.
Goalkeepers do.
You'd expect that from a 4-4 draw and someone we should have won against because we were 2-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
But he said to me, he's like, you have proved it. But I still want you here, even though these results haven't gone our way. And that kind of helped me build on that. And it was kind of after that I really put my mind on it and went, actually, yeah, he's right, I've proved myself. I'm here. What else can I do? I'm proved myself, I'm here, let's do it, let's just go.
That's great man management as well. We know we spoke about it in the past where you went through a stage where you weren't scoring for a couple of 3 games and we have other strikers. And I remember messaging you all saying, don't worry about it, you'll still start next week. And sometimes you need the reassurance just to go, okay, brilliant. Yeah. I know they've got my back. So that's what you had there. And I think we spoke about this the other day that, the season started off slow, but up until the past, 6, 7, 8 games, you've been really getting results in.
Yeah.
And if the season started 6, 7, 8 games ago, we'd be right up there.
If the season started when we kind of clicked, I suppose, then we would have been up there, which I know is quite a stereotypical thing to say. Is like, oh yeah, once we clicked, we're great. But it really was. We just had an absolutely terrible pre-season where we were playing Reading first team, even though we said the Bs, Sutton A team, even though we said the Bs. And it's like, why are we doing this to ourselves? And even though the coach that was there at the time was like, oh yeah, let's do this new system, let's do this new. And then he's putting us against these really, really high teams. It's like, no, that's not what you do. You put us against lower teams, if anything, because we're working on a new system. We need to build it. And then he left, like not even, the season hadn't even started, and he'd gone.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, okay, thanks for that. Just change our whole narrative and then just go, bye-bye.
Yeah.
That's really helpful.
So then you're starting a pre-season again.
We're starting the pre-season again. We played Ascot, we drew 1-1 or 2-2 or something random. It was a draw, I know that. And there was a goal involved because I kicked it against their striker.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the memories.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are sick. And I was like, I remember it because I kicked it. I got a pass right from my player, so I was calling for it. Yeah, fair enough. And I kicked it against their striker, and I was like, okay, I shouldn't have done that.
But what can you do? You just got to move on.
No, I was like, I just get on with it, and then we scored a cracking goal from outside the box to draw it. It's like, yes.
There must be relief, if you make a mistake. Oh
my God, the relief
you go, just someone score. Yeah.
I was like, the relief I felt when I saw that flying. It's like, please, I actually beg, just go in. And I think that was our first game of the season because I had my mum there, my dad was there, my nan was there. And I was
that's
like,
the game you don't be
there
kicking
right
the ball
now.
at people.
And I'm like, okay. And then my dad was like behind the goal going, go on, you got it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Is this your first time playing at Southern Region?
Yeah.
What's the biggest differences you find between?
I get a lot more shots.
More shots
Like proper, like outside the box shots.
Yeah.
Like before, everyone was trying to run it into the goal, so I'd have the opportunity to at least come out and stop it. But now it's like I've got to be on my toes all the time because if they get anywhere near the box, they're shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much every team in our league, if they get close to that edge of the box, they're going for it. And fair enough, they've got the capability to, so I've got to be there ready.
Isn't it?
And I won't lie, sometimes I'm not. I forget that I'm at the level I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm ready, but I'm not completely like, I'm not on my toes.
Yeah.
Is that learning though? Where you're learning that for?
So even like, I think we played Penn and Tyler's at home. Played for the third time this season. So a cup game, league game, and then played them again at home. And outside the box, they scored 3 identical goals.
And that's what I mean,
identical.
Do, yeah.
It was like outside the box, take the touch, lob it. Take the touch, lob it. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Cried at the end of the game. This was like a couple of weeks ago. I literally just cried. I was like, oh no, there's only so many times they can score an identical goal without me crying.
But it's frustrating.
Because this is what some teams do. They will look, not saying that you're weak, but they'll look for a chink in so they can break through and go, right, we can do that again. And then we'll look, if the right back's not playing great, that's the weak link. Go down the right,
The coaches are basically programmed to do that. It's fine. Look for those weak spots. We had them down at a game that we were playing against someone else. They were there watching. And that's
they all do that now.
Well. They come down and watch.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't think I've ever had that.
We had Molly Small on a couple of weeks ago, and we spoke to her a couple of times since then. She goes to 2 or 3 games non-stop, look at the next team, and that's the difference. We don't get in our leagues. Southern region, they're doing their homework.
It's always just like scouting, isn't it?
Yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? If you can get that little advantage, then brilliant.
Yeah, it's just, that's the biggest thing I think I saw was that we had a couple of teams that actually just come and sit there and watch and see what we do. And I was like, I was nervous. I was so nervous. I was like, I saw the blue in the stand. I was like, okay.
Well, someone actually put in a question about players, and it was like, I have to find it. Give me 5 seconds, guys.
I'll tell you what, we'll say that at part 2 then. We'll say that at part 2. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to let Danny find his question. Right, let's see if she's going to dig through her book. And then we're going to come into a delicate part in part 2 that we'll touch on. If anyone feels they've been affected by anything you hear in part 2, please feel free to drop us a message or reach out to someone close to you, okay? Don't feel you're on your own, anything that you may hear. Back in a couple of minutes. Hello guys, welcome back to the second half. So you may in the first half see myself and Danny keep looking down at our mics. So we are trying something. We normally have the lapel mics on the side of the main mic, but we're having them a little bit closer just to see if the sound's a bit better.
And it's stressing us out.
It is stressing us out. My OCD, ADHD is through the roof.
I'm trying not to go like this, touch it.
Yeah, you try not to touch it and everything, and I'm trying to rub it. So if you do like to just panic and freak out, then you're in for a treat the second half. So make sure we don't start rubbing our mics. That come out so wrong. Anyway, part 2. Sit down. Order. Right, okay. So it's so wrong. Right. I know it's glad you two in here. I know it's going to be carnage. You're both so alike, right? It's just hard work. And you're a goalkeeper and you're crazy. Yep. Right, so we are going to go into a little bit serious now. So me and Maisie go back three seasons or so. I remember being in the clubhouse with yourself at Farnborough, and we got talking. I don't know how we got talking, and you opened up to me about something which was quite hard for you to speak about. So we're going to touch that now about your time in America. So you're over in America, you are only 18, and you unlocked something over there in yourself that you didn't know you had. Tell us, if you feel comfortable, that story. We'll sit back, listen, and we'll comment as and when. Just tell us from start to finish the whole issues you had out there, and when you came home and you reached out to your mum.
Yeah. So obviously went out there, I was with my dad, and as I said, it kind of hit me that I was on my own once he left, like that I was going to be on my own. And I was fine to start with. We were doing the gym sessions, we were doing the fitness sessions, we were training as a team. And there was me, myself, and 2 other goalkeepers, one from Scotland, one from Utah. And it was all fine. We were getting on, and we were going for, it was like a 2-game trip, I suppose. So it was like 4 days, because they were both away. So each goalkeeper was going to get 60 minutes. So, because we kind of split the games, so that's how it worked. So I was the last of the 60. So that was already putting me on a downer. And I was kind of looking at it going, well, why am I the last one? So I was already doubting myself, like going up, I'm not good enough, clearly, which wasn't true. It was just how the rotation worked, I think.
Don't know what goes through your head when you're...
Because I was sat on the bench for a game and a half, essentially. but it felt like that. It wasn't actually a half, but it definitely felt like that. And when I've got the two people going before me, I'm looking at them going, well, what can I use from their weaknesses to then improve my game to myself look like I come out on top, which I could have used to better myself, but in the end, one got injured in their first bit, and then the other one didn't really want to train the next bit because she felt a tweak or something. So I was like, okay, that's my time to shine. Like, I'm in training, I can showcase every little bit about myself. And I worked myself so damn hard that I then injured myself. I was only rolled my ankle. Like, it felt like something happened, like major. But it wasn't. It's just me being dramatic.
You don't want an injury
out
there as well.
Like, they're just the whole the whole health system is like, even when I went to the physio that was on site and he put me in a boot and on crutches, and I was like, I've just rolled my ankle. It hurts now, but I'll be fine in 2 days. I don't need a boot. I don't need crutches. Like, are you being serious? He was like, no, you can't play for 2 weeks. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm on another downer. I'm like, well, I'll just try to prove to myself that I'm better. And I injured myself. Why am I going to keep trying? But I still did for that point. I turned up to training. I was turning up to games. And I was trying to support everyone as best as I can. And then the more I was out, because they were keeping me out, I suppose, the less attentive I was. And my pace was getting knocked down and knocked down and knocked down. Now, I don't know what his plan was to start with. I don't know if he was going to have me as a starter, if he was going to have me as a second or the third choice. I don't know. He wasn't the best at communicating, which isn't unlikely for a male coach in women's sport. It's just how it is. It's not very common that you have a coach that communicate openly with their players. And so I was already on a downer. I was going through it, and I was like, mental health was starting to roll and roll and roll. And it got to, this sounds like it was a really long time. It wasn't actually that long time. It was about a month.
Still a lot.
Yeah. And it was like, it was one of their national holidays in end of August or early, that was in August or September. And I was talking to this guy, not talking, but like, I'd met this guy downstairs in like the common room. And we kind of talked, and we was like, oh, I've got like this group of friends. They're all from America, so they're all like, know where they are. They've all got cars, they know what they're doing. And I'm here like, okay, I'm the international of the group. And he invited me over on this holiday thing. And they were playing poker, like, you say poker. There was no actual betting involved. They were just playing poker without the money. Then they were just throwing something random in. I think it was like a can of something, throw a red cup in there, and it's like, it's not poker. And he's trying to convince me to come down, and I've just got out of the shower. I'm not feeling great about myself. He's like, come on. So I'm like, okay. I was thinking about it. I was like, let me dry my hair. And then eventually he passes the phone to someone that's in the group. And it was a female. Her name's Bri. She's now my American best friend. I don't know why I say American best friend. She's one of my best friends. She's the American best friend. And she convinced me to come down. She's like, oh, I can't understand you on the phone. You've got to come to the dorm. It's like, okay, whatever. Which isn't uncommon. People can't understand you. I had to get everyone else to order my food for me if we went to a restaurant because no one understands me. Or they just try and get me to say random stuff. So I just stay silent in the corner. I went down, met all of them. And at that point, I was past the drink, which I didn't know what was in said drink. I'm not a big drinker at this point. I went to one house party. I was a bit of a duller. Didn't really drink. I went out for a drink with my mum on my birthday. And yeah, never really been a big drinker until I was past this one, and I was like, oh, quite like how I feel at the moment. Don't really feel anything. So I was like, okay, pass another. And we're up. One of them said, oh yeah, let's stay up. So okay, let's stay up. So we're drinking more. And I was supposed to be at training the next afternoon, and didn't turn up. I was a bit too hungover. I was like, well, I won't get hungover if I just keep drinking. So I got to the point and I was like, I was just drinking, I wasn't going to classes, and I was on the bench all the time. I had my goalkeeper jersey taken off of me, and it was replaced with an outfield, so he basically just demoted my position, had me as a centre-back or a left-back, and in doing that, I put my body on the line for the team because that's the kind of person I am. I'm on the pitch, I'm going to do the best I can for the team, and I've gone flying into the post to try and stop a goal, which I didn't end up stopping. I'm lying there crying, I'm in pain, and my ribs were like they've just cracked because of the feeling of it on the post. And I was like, I'm lying there crying, and I've seen it on the video that they had, everyone's walked away. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's actually just walked away from me while I'm on the floor crying. And I know I was audibly crying, so I remember feeling it in my throat. I was like, I'm trying not to cry, but I just can't help it. And seeing that, I was like, you have to joke. You're actually joking me. So I was like, well, I'm not part of the team then. So I said on the bench at one point, I was like, well, why would I try for the team when no one cares about me? And it eventually came up in an intervention that we had. Like, everyone just sat in a circle in a room, and they were like, well, why do you say this? And I'm like, well, can you blame me?
Yeah.
Like, can you really blame me? You don't include me in the football outings. And I get it, I'm an international student. I'm the only one in my year from England. There's one from Scotland, there's a couple from everywhere else in the world. But I'm the only one from England in my year. The other one, she's very outgoing, she's very bubbly, and she's already got her group of friends because she's the year up. But I'm not that person. I'm not, because I wasn't comfortable, I wasn't the big bubbly person that I am when you know me. So I was like, okay, well, why would I actually want to get involved? Why would I put myself out there for you guys to just walk away? I actually shared a bathroom with one of the girls from the team, and I'd hear them all in there having a party, and I'm just sitting in the room next door going, well, what am I actually supposed to do? And it got to a point where I was like, I'll just give up. Like, I don't want to play anymore, I just want to go home. But the only thing really keeping me there was this group of friends I had that weren't anything to do with football. They came to support me when I played, but they were nothing to do with it. They didn't go out there for that. They were going there for something else. Some of them were wrestlers. So that was quite entertaining, watching them. So I go to their meets instead of watching my own games.
So you were pulled away by yourself to go with these people who like to do a little bit more, party a little bit more.
Because all you want to do is feel like you're part of the team,
so
especially in another country as well.
So on that, how much were you drinking up until this point, or did it propel you to go, I'm going to go for it now?
At this point, I was probably drinking maybe every other night.
Okay.
If that, it might have been a bit less, because at this point I was still going to some classes. And then the whole thing happened with the Queen where she passed. And I know my mum loves the Queen, she loves the royal family, she loves all that. So I'm sitting there waiting for this news. Luckily it was a maths lesson. As I said, the teacher loved me, so she was cool. So I sat outside just waiting for the news, because you know it's going to come. You know, because of all that's going on, you know it's going to come, and I'm waiting there for it so I can call mum and go, so we can just cry together. Because I just needed that cry. So I called her, we cried. I was crying because mum was crying. I love royal family, but not on the level that mum does. Mum is like
a royalist to the extreme.
Not extreme, but like she does love it. You're right.
Sorry, interrupting your story.
So I was waiting for that, just for a reason to cry, because it felt like at that point I didn't really have a reason to cry, even though I was kind of not shunned, but shunned away from the team, which is partly my doing, partly the coach's doing, I'd say. It wasn't really anything to do with the players apart from that one moment where I was like, I just want an excuse to just sit there and cry. And I did have that group of friends that were amazing. Like, Bride took me to meet her family. They welcomed me with open arms like I was their long lost child. It was absolutely amazing. Oh my God, American families are just so lovely. Can I just say that now? They are absolutely stereotypically lovely. Because you know, they always had the open hospitality, like, oh yeah, come in, like it's fine. It was that. And I wasn't expecting it, because you think, oh, it's just a stereotype. But no, I walked into that house and it immediately felt like I was part of the family.
That's really
I loved it.
It's like a home away from home.
Like even if they were going to church, because they were quite religious, if they were going to church, they wouldn't force me to go. They'd be like, yeah, you just chill. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, nice.
They had a nice little farm. They had a couple of dogs. They've got pigs, chickens, bunch of cats.
So you're starting to drift into that way rather than the football.
So I'm like, I've kind of drifted away from the football, but I've joined in with these wrestlers, and I can't remember what other sport it was. I think it was just wrestlers.
Volleyball?
That's not different sport completely.
No, I don't think there was any volleyballs in this group, but there was a couple that I was friends with from classes, but they just kind of passed me notes. We weren't really we didn't meet up. It was just literally in class, we'd have a conversation, but that was about it. But no, this group, and then from that, I've kind of drifted more into turning to alcohol. Okay. And people learned that I didn't get ID'd at the corner liquor store, because like I said before, they care but they don't care. This was like a corner liquor store, 5-10 minutes from the bloody college. They don't care. There's like, well, they're making money. So people pass me cash and go, oh, we drive you, can you go in and get us alcohol? Because they won't ID you. Like, yeah, they go, oh yeah, here's $5-10 for your set.
So it was covering your drinking habit.
So I was like, okay, screw it. I'll go in, I'll get something for myself. And it got to the point the guy at the liquor store knew me. If I walked in, he'd have a bottle of Tito's, which is their vodka, and a little shooter, just ready. Like, he'll see me walk in, he'll have it ready on the counter for when I get there. And I would have grabbed everyone else's, pay for it, walk out, bish bash bosh, I've got alcohol. And it was dangerous.
How often when it was at your height, how often were you drinking?
Every day.
Every day?
I kid you not, every day. Like, I don't actually think I got hungover because I was just constantly.
And we spoke about each other. What were you drinking? It was top shelf.
It was just vodka.
Strongest.
Yeah.
That you could get.
Vodka and like vodka shooters. So it wasn't even like I was straying away from that. It was just vodka and vodka.
Looking back on that now, did you, obviously at the time you might not have realised, do you feel now that at that time you were alcohol dependent?
Yes.
Okay.
I pretty much, everything I thought about was, when can I go back to my dorm and have a drink?
Yeah.
I'd walk around after hours, I'd have a Coke Zero bottle that I'd get from like the confectionery stand, I suppose, with like all the sweets and like ramen noodles and all the stuff that you need like at midnight.
Yeah.
Because, everyone needs ramen noodles at midnight. So I'd empty out, I'd drink a little bit of the Coke Zero and I'd pour vodka in. And I'd end up just walking around campus drinking that. And how they didn't stop me.
Was that during the day, just constant drinking whenever you could?
Whenever I could, I'd have a drink in my hand.
Did people know?
I'd like to think so. I was kind of walking around just drinking. Sometimes I'd have it disguised in the Coke bottle, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd have it in like a red Solo cup. Because I just had them, apparently.
Yeah.
How I got them, I still don't know.
And what was it to feel? You were drinking for what were you looking to feel? We spoke about what you were looking to feel and it was nothing.
Yeah, I wanted to not feel sad. I just wanted to feel like I was not okay, but I just wanted to feel numb.
Yeah.
Like no emotion.
Yeah. And that worked for me at that time. And the disheartening thing was people knew, but they didn't stop me. They didn't even try. They just kept going, oh, can you buy this? And then basically fueling it, going, oh, grab something for yourself. But they knew I was doing what I was doing. And it's like, well, why do you keep doing that? And I think at one point, Bri and her friends did try and step in and go, oh, are you sure that you want to drink? Because at one point we had like a rotational thing where one person would stay sober and make sure everyone else got back to their dorms okay. And it worked on a rotation. There was like 6 of us in the group. There was mainly 3 of us. It was me, Bri, and a guy called Dylan that would kind of do the rotation. Because at that point I was happy to stay sober. I wasn't a big drinker, so I was like, yeah, it's fine. But it got to the point where I was drinking every night.
And you were never on a rotation?
No, I just started arguments and I picked fights and you guys know me, it's not me. I'm not an argumentative person. If I feel like it's right, then I will put my point across, but I'm not an argumentative person. I won't berate someone until they don't want to talk to me anymore.
Was that the drink in you just
I think so.
looking to fight because you were hurting inside and you felt numb, you wanted to just lash out at people?
Yeah, because it's like Bri would be on the phone to her mum at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And I got so jealous because I couldn't do that. I couldn't just pick up the phone and go, oh, Mum, how's your day? Because I had to time it so well because Mum had a job, so she wasn't up all hours. She's not sitting there waiting for my call. We had to plan it like 3 days in advance so we'd know we were both on the same schedule. And at that point, it was not long after COVID. Well, it was, but it wasn't. So my mum, my auntie, and my nan had like a little group FaceTime they do every Sunday. It was like 6 o'clock, so for me it's midday. So I'm about to walk to lunch. I'll jump on and go, hi everyone, bye everyone. Like it just wasn't what I needed. I needed someone there. And obviously it's expensive to just get someone out there.
We spoke the other day when we met up and the 3 of us met up and everything, and you come from a good home.
Yeah.
You don't come from a broken home.
Yeah.
You come from loving parents. And you said something which was key, that alcohol found a weak spot.
Yeah.
And as much as people look at us and judge and go, oh, it must have been brought on by this or that, there was no reason for it.
No.
You didn't know it unlocked something in yourself.
I didn't really realise how much of a thing I had on it. It had on me, until I got home. It wasn't until probably after Thanksgiving I was home and I was like, I thought about it and I was like, to have a drink. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, what is wrong with me? Why did I actually turn to that? Because why? I just didn't understand what was going on in my head. But then a couple of years down the line, I'm looking at it going, actually, I don't blame myself. I don't sit there and go, you shouldn't have done that. You're a terrible person for turning to that. I sit there and go, at least I know not to do it anymore. I know when it's too much. So I'll still drink every now and then. I'll go out and I'll have a couple. But
you're in control of it.
Yeah, so I kind of know where my limit is, where I know not to start an argument. I'm still in control of my own feelings. I still like every now and then to not feel anything, but who doesn't want to feel nothing?
Yeah, we spoke a lot of times in previous pods about addiction and things like that, and how easy it can get hold of you. So you've come home, excuse me, and you said to us, you reached out to your mum.
Yeah.
Again, that's brave. Let's have that right. That's brave. Again, it can, even that's your parent, right? And so you should reach out to have the inside feeling to go, do you know what, my mum, I'm in a bit of bother here. I'm in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah.
What do I do? And obviously, I know your mum through time at Farnborough, everything, lovely woman, can't talk highly but nothing about your mum. How was that for you, that going back and just having to speak to your mum about something like that?
I think, to be honest, I blacked out for the conversation.
Okay.
I remember saying that I think I'm struggling with this, but I don't remember anything else. But I know my mum well enough to know that she wouldn't have been mad at me. She wouldn't have been annoyed. She would have been like, thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
So I know that that's fine. It was just, I don't actually remember the conversation I had where I've actually opened up and gone, I'm struggling here.
It takes a lot of strength.
Huge.
To even open up like that.
I think knowing my parents are who they are. Like even my dad, I know I don't really speak a lot about him and his feelings, but I know he would still sit there and go, thanks for saying it. Like, I'm proud of you for saying it.
They're good people.
Yeah.
And that was the part of, we touched on the first half, you really fell out of football.
Yeah.
And you had that time away.
Just focusing more on the alcohol than actually playing.
Yeah.
And it essentially ruined it for me. It was only when I then had the ball back at my feet again and playing for fun that I was like, actually, yeah, I do still love this sport. It was just that one coach just made me spiral.
It does show just like the people around you, how it can
it's huge. And I don't think I'm wrong in saying not a lot of people know this story.
No.
Right, I know I felt very lucky that you feel you could open up to me 2 or 3 years ago now we're talking about. And for whatever reason, when we spoke about my pod, I didn't tell a lot of people. And yet it's weird that you open up now in an environment in front of everyone, but also you have to have that time to get yourself better and find the confidence to talk about it. And that could take 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So the fact that you're sitting here now feeling, do you know what, I can talk about it and I can own up to where I went wrong, it's credit to yourself.
Yeah.
That's strength in itself to even just come on a podcast just to talk about it.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Blaine when he first started talking about this. He's mentioned to me like, oh, I'm doing this podcast, I kind of want you on it.
We wanted you from day one.
Yeah.
But not because of his story, just because of the person we know you to be, you know.
And I remember me and you having a conversation. We were having a conversation up in the Platinum Lounge in Farnborough. And for some unknown reason that we still don't know to this day, we sat there and I just said all this.
And we're going back 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was literally, we only knew each other, like 3 months, if that. And I'm sitting there telling you all this, and I remember thinking, I don't know the facial expression because I don't know you well enough, but for some reason I'm opening up to you about this. And we're sitting there thinking, I don't know if he's judging me or not.
Unbeknown to Maisie at the time, I was going through the biggest addiction of my life with drugs and alcohol, so I could resonate into what she was saying, and I think that's what we just clicked from then on.
We just had that bond that can't be explained.
No, and again, anyone who's struggling with addiction, whether it be alcohol, drugs, any addiction, you know what I mean, just talk to someone, because everyone's going through whatever they are in their life, okay? And we say it 1,000 times on the pod, you're not on your own. And if people can combat, Maisie's living proof of to combat from the battles. I've come back from a few things. If you listen to my pod, you'll hear my story. Everyone's come back from something. It doesn't define you. You take control of it, and you look back at it and go, I'm so glad I'm not that person now. So listen, to sit here now and speak about it, Maze.
Yeah.
I love you to pieces. I'm proud of you, okay? And you don't get to hear that a lot, but I am proud of you, okay? So we're going to move on to Q&A. On that moment, before we start getting a bit cheery, Jesus Christ. But what we said to you, I said to you before, Maisie's going to come on this pod, and I've known Maisie for years, and it's going to hurt. Not hurt, but to hear that, it's going to be difficult because I love her to pieces. So to hear someone like that opening up, But to see where she is now and first team, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Not there's really a choice, it's only me.
Yeah,
That's not the point here.
If you get dropped, we'll whistle on you. Don't worry about it. Okay. Right, so we've got some Q&As that have
We
come
do
in.
have some Q&As. Someone called Linda sent one in. Goalkeepers are often called the loneliest position. Do you agree?
Yes. You're kind
Loneliest. Yeah.
So if everyone's up there, I think the perfect example is if your team scores.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
you
up.
can't celebrate.
Well, you can, but you kind of celebrate it on your own. And I think that's when you kind of see it.
I'll come back one.
Yeah, you're a coach. You're a position. But no, they've gone up there, they've scored. Everyone, because in women's football, they don't run to the corner flag, they run to each other. Yeah. They want to go to each other, where men, they'll always go to the corner flag, no matter what league they're in. I noticed it under 16s boys, they're running to the corner flag. I'm like, what are you doing? It's Sunday league football, mate. But we always go to each other. I think the only time I'd ever go up is if it's cup final and it's the absolute winner and you know it's the winner.
You nailed it to
you know that's the last minute, they made like 3-1 or something, I'd go up.
Yeah.
But that's the perfect example of like the loneliest part is because they're all there and you're just kind of hanging back going, oh,
yay.
Yeah.
I remember going, yeah, turning around and I'm like, oh wait, there's no one there.
Yeah.
No, that is hard. We always do this one on the pod. What's your footballing high and footballing low?
I think the low is definitely America.
If it isn't,
even though it was a great experience, it still was definitely my low. I think, to be honest, my high was coming back in. It was starting for Hersham.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of built up my confidence. That was the start of my high. It's just loving the game again.
That's really nice.
A great answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. We've got someone called Carolyn Hayes. This was the question that I wanted to ask in the first part.
Oh yeah, 3 hours ago. So I've got a question. Let me flick through my 15 pages.
Give me 5 seconds.
Come on, Caroline.
Yeah. What's the toughest type of striker to face?
Ooh. Well, that's a good one.
Esme Parsons. She just comes through you.
She literally, I've got first-hand experience with that now. Love you, Ez, but you are a psycho.
She's physical. She will come through you.
She just run through me. But no, I think
nice bruise on your foot.
Yeah, lovely bruise. I think the worst type of striker to face is someone like Ez, someone who will literally have no fear and just come at you. Because 1v1s are like my worst fear. I shouldn't say it on the podcast, but 1v1s are like my worst fear. But having someone who will have no fear and run at you, that is scary. Because you know they won't pull out.
Yeah.
And sitting there, well, you're not sitting, you're standing there going, okay, you know this person's just going to run. And you've got to do something.
Knee up.
Well, let's not condone dirty tackles.
So Mel52 asked, which skill is most underrated for goalkeepers?
Skill. Oh, a diving catch.
It
sounds so weird.
Low dive or high dive, any dive?
Any dive, really. Well, an actual dive to save it. So if a goalkeeper in the Premier League tips it around the bar, everyone goes, "Whoa, that's a great save!" But if they catch it, you don't get that much of an applause.
Yeah, is it for the cameras? They're giving it one of them.
Sometimes no, sometimes yes. Yeah. You can kind of tell. But if they catch it, you don't get that much of an applause. It's like, oh, that would have been an easy save. But even if you're outstretched, you've caught the ball. That's an amazing to be able to have that control under your hand
when you're coming down to hit the deck,
and they've still got it under their control. That is one of the hardest skills to have, is to have that control of the ball and know you've got it all the way down.
That's a great answer to a good question.
Yeah.
We need to tap her up again.
I know.
Great question.
Logan asked, "What's the most intense match you've ever played in?"
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go back and do the Aldershot Farnborough Bees. Because that was intense, that was brutal, and even though it was 1-0 down at half time, it was relentless. It was so mentally exhausting and so physically draining that was so tough, and that's more compared to what I'm playing now. That's still the toughest game that I've probably ever had to play, and probably will play for a while.
Questions. Emma Morris asked, hardest part about being a goalkeeper?
Who's Emma Morris?
Emma.
You're grinning.
I played with her at Hersham, and I was vowed that when she scored, I'd run up and she scored her first goal when I wasn't there. And I forever regret that. So I was playing for Slough, and I forever regret that.
Okay.
But I love her. What was the question?
Hardest part about being a goalkeeper?
It's mentally exhausting. I know I just said that in the last one, but it's so challenging to stay on all the time. that you find little things. Even me, I don't have diagnosed ADHD, but I know I've got some kind of. But I'll end up watching clouds, or I'll watch a plane, or I'll watch the stands and go, oh, I wonder who's in the stands today. But then I've got to be there. And it's just staying so focused on the game at all times, no matter what level you're at, that is so, so difficult. Because, like, in this level, you're just going to have them come at you. You can't switch off for a second. And, yeah,
we understand. Yeah. We do. I know I do it on the pod. If people are looking back, the amount of times I've asked a question, and I go into my own world about what I'm going to have for dinner tonight, and they'll look at me and go, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what I've asked." Yeah. Keeping switched on for a period of time is hard.
Yeah.
I suppose for everyone else it's pretty standard, but if you can't do it, I struggle with that, like yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you know me from old. Yeah.
And the last one is advice for young girls that want to be a keeper.
Oh. Don't do it.
No, I'd say give it a go. Yeah. Always try. I say try every position, because it might be you want to be a goalkeeper, but you might actually find a position suits you better. But if you want to try it, just try it. I say even though it's costly, try and find a goalkeeper coach, like those one-to-ones or even group sessions.
Is that beneficial to you growing up, having a one-to-one goalkeeper coach?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I had our sales pro training.
Okay.
So it was Matt Nash. He was my coach from literally when I was a bubba to basically when I went to America.
Yeah.
And I even had a couple sessions when I came back. And he was my coach. He was so good. He'd have the banter, but he'd have the knowledge.
Okay.
And sales pro training, they do group sessions all over. Like here, they do summer camps and everything. They love it. And that's all their thing is, goalkeepers. They don't then go, oh, but we also do a section on outfielders. No, it's just goalkeepers.
Just goalkeepers.
That's good.
One other thing, we want to give a shout out to someone as well, because you get your photos done. Whenever you see your photos on the socials, they look phenomenal, okay? And it's a little bit of competitive market and everything, but there's not a lot of people out there doing the photos. So shout out to who don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So who is your photographer that does all your photos?
So her name's Sinead, but she's ST Photography.
ST Photography. We'll tag them in it as well.
So I'll send it on to you.
Brilliant, lovely.
They also do like personalisation stuff. I should have brought my bottle to.
It looks good. They always look phenomenal, you know.
Yeah, so she does pictures, but they also have a company where they personalise stuff. So they'll do like boot bags, bottles, and all that. They do shin pads, so you can even get like a bunch of little like photos on a shin pad. They do those, and they're always great. She actually made this.
So
this one.
No, we'll be tapping them up for a bit of merch here, I think. Okay,
she's done bottles for the whole team for the start of the season, and I bought this separately. Well, I didn't actually buy this; it was a secret Santa.
Brilliant.
But I said to her that I was like, "Oh, I found I wanted to get one of these." She was like, "Oh, I know who your secret Santa is. Let me put a little slot in there."
Brilliant. Well, we'll tag that at the bottom.
Yeah, we'll tag them in. So I'll send that on to you guys.
Brilliant. Listen, mate, thank you so much for coming in. It's been really, really good. You've been really honest. You've been really open. And like every guest, we know everyone who comes on is nervous, but you spoke with honesty and integrity, and we can't thank you enough, okay? Listen, guys, like I say, anything you're struggling with, please reach out for someone. Even we get a few people drop us some DMs going, look, I don't want to come on a pod, but I just want to tell you what I'm going through. If you're going through that, please just drop us a message. We've all been through things that we can relate to, and we'll come back to you straight away, okay? Click the like and subscribe. Can we have it here? So I don't keep pointing. We're going to put it here today. Click like, click subscribe. The reason we ask for that is it gives us better on the algorithm, and we start to get a cut of people now tuning in, going, listen, we like what you're doing. We might be able to recommend this guest and that guest. So it builds this up, you know. But listen, thank you very much. I've been Blaine Conway.
I've been Danny Parsons.
Bosh.